Okay, that just never gets old, does it? All right, let me make sure you all can hear me. I think you can. Happy Sunday to you. Good morning, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex Live. Okay, let me see who's here. And Brown Eyed Girl, hello. Maria Jacobs, hi. Connie, I'm sorry, Annie Bullard. Okay. Maggie Howell, yes. Elizabeth Daniels. Well, hello to you, Patricia Ashman. Hello, Faith Manzini. Ray Raquel. Hello, Rick. Zigao. Hello, Zigao. Legs. Oh wow. ADKD. ADKD. Hello. Fancy seeing you here. Fancy wants to say hi to a few people. Hello, Lydia Washington. Let me see. Phil Benjai. Hello. Hello, Diane Hawkins. Compton Cali girl. Who else is here? Okay, Legs want to say hi to a bunch of people. Sure, we can help out. Karen, Gwendolyn Daniels, Lucy Wynn. Okay, and let me see. Wow, 417 people already. Great, thank you. All right. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Connie Bowmer. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Dabby Dragon. If you are a recent, oh, I don't know how many times I've seen this bear break into somebody's house. That is so funny, and scary too. So if you're new to the channel, good luck because I got to do something to eliminate the trolls. As a matter of fact, I have to show another squatty with a platform how to do this because I don't think they know exactly how it goes, but I will help because trolls can be such a drag. So, unless you are a subscriber and you have been for at least a month, you may not be able to comment. But it's the only way. If you are a troll or a deranger, then just hold still for a month and then pretend like you're one of us, and then we'll have to eliminate you another way. Okay, just be patient. You'll get a chance to say all your little sly clever stuff. Like I heard she was 52 years old, that kind of stuff. All right. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Subscribers only. Duration. Okay, got it. I think I got it. Anyway, that will take care of those outlaws. And then we can have a little peace of mind today. Plus, I'm kind of tired of all those those things, those weird things that pop up. Okay, channel subscribers, 4 weeks. Okay. Yes, that's it. That's what we're looking for. All right. Bye-bye, derangers. Don't forget to hit the dislike button on your way out or on your way in. Hold tight to all the trolls. Yes, again, if you are a subscriber, but you have been a subscriber for less than a month, it may become difficult for you to comment until after you've been a subscriber for at least a month. If you're a deranger and a subscriber, thank you for being here. This will give you something to hate and complain about while you go through and comb the alleys, picking up tin cans and stuff like that to hoard your flat. Um, I paint such a lovely picture, don't I? Okay. Let me see. I'm embarrassed to say that I slept in today, but when I take a nap, that means that I'm going to be up all night, as some of you all know, because you see me posting and moving stuff at night. So It is true, guilty, but such is the life of the artist, right? Okay. Hello, Letitia Malone, Tiger Hub, Nils. What is that? Nalisa Nama Namafaku, Michelle Lean. Let me see, Nadamasi. Okay, you don't mind if I just call you Nalisa, right? I hope that's okay. Um, well, like what was her name? Have you guys ever heard that saying from Mom's Mabley? Mom's Mabley say, "I'm part, excuse me, I'm part Indian, and the beauty parlor take care of the rest." Yeah, well, that was old saying. So I got your first name, and then we'll take care of the rest later. But thank you so much for being here. Let me see. Ah, cool. All right, let me get my slides up. Okay, let me see who else is here while I'm doing that. Hello, Creative Life. Hi, I like that. Miss S, how are you today? Glad you're here. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me see. Let me stop trying to multitask and focus on one thing. Give me just a second, you guys, because that ain't working out for me. Okay, so wow, it's August 7th already. We're a week into this month. Okay, here it comes, you guys. Here it comes. Hold tight. Hello, Beverly Jackson. S. Johnson, hi. Chef Sandy Love. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Royal Sussex. Aha. Okay, love it. All right. I hope that's the one I'm looking for. All right, so let's. Oh, there we go. Huh. Well, I don't usually start off with anything non-royal, right? And I'm not going to do that today. Just stay with me. So Kim Kardashian and Pete Davis split after 9 months of dating. Well, Kim Kardashian, 41, ended relationship with Pete Davidson, 28, after feeling what is that? Totally exhausted by relationship due to his immaturity and young age. Well, you know what? I think sometimes it's kind of confusing because given the fact that he's so tall, she probably forgets from time to time how young he is. But he is very childlike, right? And so for that reason, um, well, he has a backstory that I'm not going to get into right now, but he's known tragedy in his life, and that is where that very dark sense of humor comes from. However, however, things are still looking up for him. You want to know why? Because there is a recently widowed woman who has a lot of money that he has been seen out and about with. Aha, Pete Davidson spotted with Queen of England after his recent breakup with Kim Kardashian. I kind of think I kind of think that this connection may go back a lot further than we anticipated. Remember how I could not wrap my brain around that rather dazed look the Queen has in her Range Rover? I mean, she's so, how do we say it, out of space. It seems as though she neglected to put on her seatbelt. And I was so concerned that she might, kind of, teeter forward and smush her lips on the dashboard. Well, she wasn't driving, actually, someone else was. But this explains it. Hanging around with Pete Davidson, even even the vapors coming off of his clothes is enough to induce euphoria. You know what I mean? So now that explains it. This is why the queen looks so, um, how do I say it, placid, so pleased with herself. Yep. Rumor has it being around Pete Davidson, even if you just inhale the vapors coming off his clothes, that's enough to induce euphoria. So I think we're onto something here. I'm not sure, but a wealthy widow, um, who seems to be a little energetic and obviously, obviously rather light on her feet these days. So, well, okay. Well, anyway, now we have figured that out. So, um, wealthy widows beware because Pete Davidson may be looking for a new sugar mama. Ah, I love it. Okay. Okay. And then right here it says, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Princess of Wales is still trending. It is still trending. This is really taking on a life of its own. This whole thing with Princess Henry of Wales or Princess Meghan. It has been going and going and going, and it just doesn't seem to let up. And what's so funny about it is, I think the derangers are the one that's driving the story. They're the ones that won't let it go because they keep trying to correct us and they keep trying to inform us that we got it all wrong. Well, there you go. Here's and you know what? The squatty that I borrowed this from was very careful not to mention the name of the person who you know um, says this. Thank you, Tyler Perry, for posting this wonderful picture of Princess Meghan with my daughter Amara. Amara will never forget how that moment made her feel, and neither will we. And happy birthday to Megan, a truly inspirational person who's made a difference to many. Okay. So I never believed those things until I can verify it. And later on, I did find the actual account. And following the lead, I decided, of course, yeah, it is a bad idea to insert that person's name. Okay, so how did it start? I've had a front row seat in your life for the past few years. I've watched you endure things that would have broken a lot of people. I'm so incredibly proud to see how happy you, your husband, and your kids are now. It fills me with joy to say happy birthday, Princess Megan. Now, that is coming from Tyler Perry, of course, right? And that is how it started. I mean, this has been like a slow moving storm since Megan's birthday on the 4th of August. And while it gives me much pleasure, I think the derangers, their heads are about to explode. So there you are. I did cover the name, but I didn't cover mom's face on the one that I found. But I wanted to verify that this was actually a post because sometimes you may find that not everything that has been screenshot and put on the Twitter or any other social media, it doesn't mean that it actually is true. So I try to verify whenever I can because I just like to be sure. That's all. Okay, so there you can see it is the real thing. I did find the real post, and there you have it. And then right here, Melissa Murray, Dr. Melissa Murray, who is a squatty that is also a contributor to MSNBC, says, where was the energy when people spent 10 years trying to make Princess Kate happen? Well, it never did happen. A matter of fact, William preferred people refer to her as Catherine. He only ever refers to her as Catherine. And of course, that other person who a lot of us used to watch until we found his true colors, if you know what I mean. the one who used to start his show with "Hello," that guy. He was uh, determined that people should refer to her as Catherine. Well, that never happened either. It's just been Kate. Even the loyal tabloids refer to her as Kate. Now, the only time that she was ever referred to as Catherine was when they had that rather I guess you could call it cheeky or snarky article in the what was it, the Tatler, where they referred to her as Catherine the Great, which I think was, really a leap, but that was their doing, not mine. So anyway, um, as you can see, Melissa Murray was referring to that tweet there that says the correct title is Princess Henry, not Princess Meghan. But I don't expect American people to understand that. I do not expect American people to respect other countries' traditions and cultures. Well, it's a bunch of layers to those titles and names. And again, if you all can't get people to call Kate Catherine, why would you expect us to know the difference between Princess Meghan or Princess Henry of Wales? That's just too long. I mean, nobody is calling Queen Latifah Dana, right? Right? So there you have it. Everybody knows that Aretha Franklin is the queen, not was the queen, is the queen. Period. So um, she was usually preferred to as the queen. All right. So there you have it. It is Kate, and nobody's ever going to call her Princess Kate. Not likely. And I doubt if I don't. It's going to be weird to refer to her as the Princess of Wales. But when the Queen transitions, you guys do know that she will become the Princess of Wales. Now, currently, there is a Princess of Wales, but she prefers to be known as the Duchess of Cornwall for obvious reasons. Um, Number one, there's nothing fairy tale or dainty about this old broad. So, uh, no, seriously, if you look in the Encyclopedia Britannia, you will find that photo when you look up old broad. Um, but no, let me stop starting off messy. Um, anyway, let me stop talking about that old gnarly piece of leather. Okay, I'm done with that. Where are we going with this? So, just so you guys know, this is what happened when you're a good person. When you do great things, when you reach out to people, when you care about people, it just seems like blessings come your way. So check it out here. Wow, since the beginning of my career, I was always told that black movies don't do well in other countries. I want to say thank you, not to only, to not only my ride and dies in the USA, but to all of you in the rest of the world that helped continue. All right. Well, let me see. Let me see. Continued from what? Anyway, the ride or dies. Who he's talking about is the fans of Medea, which don't seem to know any borders or boundaries. There are no oceans that will keep people from watching Medea. It is just a worldwide phenomenon. And so Tyler Perry is helping the fortunes of Netflix. If you guys remember, it was Tyler Perry who did help rescue Oprah Winfrey's own network, right? Well, once again, Tyler Perry to the rescue, or if you will, Medea to the rescue. Medea's Homecoming, number one on Netflix. Watch for 31,560,000 hours this week, right? See that? This week. So, what are you going to do? Tyler Perry, the numbers are in, has been a big sensation, a big hit for Netflix. All right. So let me go to some of your comments there. The deranged haters of Princess Meghan. Thank you, Nathan. No, Nula, let me see, No Lafando. Uh, Nyandeni. Okay. I usually get that right. I'm sorry. Let me see. The deranged haters of Princess Meghan are the most bored and weird people on earth. Just imagine spending your time following someone you claim to hate. Yes. Someone that you have deemed a liar and a narcissist and all that kind of stuff, but yet you can't look the other way. What does that say? That means you're a fan. Okay, right here. Sheila James, where was Great Britain's respect for other people's possessions, cultures, and traditions when they were raping, looting, what is that? Plundering, stealing, killing, and destroying around the world for centuries? Sheila James, you make an excellent, excellent observation. Where was that respectability when all those things were happening? Where was it? It was back in England and only for the aristocrats and not the common everyday people who were equally subject to the whims of the very wealthy. I mean, you guys, if you look back in history, oh my goodness, during the even up to the Victorian times, some of the children living in the streets. You know, you look at some of these third world countries and you see children living in the streets in poverty and, homeless and rejected and stuff like that. That would describe the industrial Victorian age, to a T. But I don't have time to get into that. But wow, wow. So that same type of mentality was exported around the world. Unbelievable. So, let me see. Thank you for your comment. Crazy Trekker says, what I find ironical is how the UK disrespect other countries and their traditions, but demand the same countries to respect their cultures. So entitled. Yeah. Again, there does seem to be a double standard there, and well, I think that as you see the evolution or de-evolution, is that the right word? As you can see how the Commonwealth seems to be on the verge of collapse, it is all coming back to haunt them right now because a lot of Commonwealth countries seem to have, I guess, have awoken from their slumber. I mean, people have been just sleeping through this routine of the Commonwealth, but this idea of an international family in the Commonwealth of Nations, um, now people are talking about reparations, and not just monetary reparations, but apologies, conversations, and also debt forgiveness. That's another way to provide reparations. It probably won't be a time when everybody's going to get like, I don't know, $1,000 in their checking account, but there are other ways that they could expect to receive some type of reparations, and that time is long overdue. So yes, okay. All right. I think I'm going to go back the other way. That xenophobia, all those stupid protocols were done to distinguish the British royals from commoners. Is archaic and dumb. Legs, absolutely. This is just what I'm saying. Guys, I don't want to make any excuses for anything, but I tell you, when you look at the history, like for instance, Australia, Australia was a penal colony. Australia was created as a means to purge the streets of London and other industrial cities of people who they deemed unworthy to be subjects of the queen. Well, they would remain subjects, of course, but they would banish them to Australia because it was considered so inhospitable. If you were to survive the voyage there, right, then you would, you would be stuck there probably for the rest of your life, however long or short it was. And so, what happened to their own people, especially the children? If you read the accounts of how children were treated, how children were just not even human in the old days, especially like again, I say all the way up to the Victorian era, children really had it bad in England. They really, really had it bad, especially if they were born into a big city. They were just lost souls. It's very gut wrenching to see how they were treated, and they were forced to steal and beg and everything else. They were like little gangs of children, just like you see in a lot of developing countries. So learn the history because it's interesting. You will see that um, the aristocracy didn't care about anybody. They just didn't care about anybody. Okay, all right. I am going to go to the absolute last comment. Uh, oh, happy birthday, Miss VSN! Happy birthday to you. Oh, wow. Got a new member here. Adorable season. Thank you for being a member here on Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you, and thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex. Um, you know what? This is one of those rare times this has actually shown up on the StreamYard because sometimes I don't get it on StreamYard. It only shows up if I open up a second screen. So I'm impressed to see that actually, and I'm glad that you are a member. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Okay. The very thought of having to bow to being another human being, I'm sorry, makes me upchuck. These colonizers have some nerves. What exactly makes them superior? Yellowing horse teeth, bad skin. um, what is this? Moisturizer, sand moisturizer. Um, again, it seems to have. Well, I mean, it's very feudal, but you probably know that it comes from the feudal days where people would seek protection from the various warlords or, if you will, aristocrats, the knights and the nobles and such. And so, by you living on their estates or whatever in their territory, then you could seek protection for them. And in exchange for that, you would pay a tax or a duty or whatever. And of course, then it became centralized to one head of state and so on and of course the sovereign and yeah, so that's how that all happened. And so people were just there to uplift and support the aristocrats, the lords and such. So that is where that comes from. And since that time, they used okay, if I got this right, I think they used the same idea of breeding a dog or a horse that you are the most purebred and the most superior when actually they were not so superior because they kept marrying their cousins. And of course, as you know, the closer the bloodline, the more abnormalities you have with your health and your mental capacity is diminished. So it was the opposite, even though they thought they were doing the right thing. They were by breeding, but people are not animals, I guess. So anyway, that's that. Thank you, Connie Balmer, for the super sticker. Happy Sunday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being a member. Okay, let me see here. All right, let's move on, shall we? Okay, and there you have it. Top 10 in US today. Medea's homecoming. So again, well, okay, that's to continue. Well, y'all still got this old broad back. What a blessing after all these years, still number one. Well, as you know, Tyler Perry said that he was giving up on Medea. He was hanging up his dress and he wasn't going to do it anymore. And I think he thought that the Medea character had outlived its usefulness. But the thing is, Medea was in great demand. And people kept saying, when are you going to make another movie? And he finally decided to embrace that character, Madeira. I mean, that is how it all started, really, with just a bunch of plays in local theaters. And eventually, those plays turned into a thriving business of bootleg DVDs. Tyler Perry, believe it or not, all of those pirated DVDs is what helped to grow his empire. Even though he wasn't making the money from the bootleg DVDs, um, he would sell the recorded versions of his plays, but then other people would, dub those and sell them themselves. But that's how I was introduced to Medea, was because of a bootleg. And from that, I have actually become a consumer that have actually paid for various movies and soundtracks for the Medea characters. So it really paid off. So even though sometimes people complain about not being paid or compensated, um, as they say, there is no such thing as bad publicity. Okay, let me see. They used to say, I will Barbados you. Increasingly, La Familia, KP namely threatened to do the same to Harry and Meghan in 2018 by Willie Leaks, telling Harry, get ready to be banished to Africa. Really? Well, I've heard that thing about them sending them to Africa, but I never knew what to make of that. But yeah, but then it just keeps coming up over and over again, so it must be something to it, right? Let me see. Hi, Mavis. Let me see. Hi, Baron and Squatties. If they pregnant out of wedlock, they went to a mental institution. They met the boat at the gate under the Tower of London to their home down uh, under. Oh yeah, when they would send them down to Australia, right? Yeah, I mean they just purged. People didn't have rights. They were literally purged from the streets. Um, and don't forget the old workhouse. You know how they used to say, "You're going to put me in the poorhouse." A lot of poor people were, sent to the workhouse. If you didn't have money, to pay your landlord, or if you were, let's say, jailed, and this is ancient England, if you were jailed or convicted for a crime or something, they would actually put your children into a boarding school and they would send the parents to the workhouse. And your pay was that you had three hots and a cot. You were fed. Hopefully, you had a bath once a week, and that it was basically slave labor. And as for the children, the boys were trained in naval science and the girls were trained in domestic science. In other words, they needed servants for their homes, so that was the plight of the girls. And if you were a particularly handsome, tall, good looking boy, you may find yourself working on some country estate, or more likely, you would become a seaman and you would become a merchant marine or join the Royal Navy. That is what happened to the poor people. And in a lot of cases, you didn't have much choice. It was either that or starve. So it's amazing. You guys, I've studied a lot of the British history. It's not such, it's not so except for you always had a chance to just walk away. I mean, it's not slavery, but it wasn't so far removed from it either. So um very interesting. um Let me see. Huh. Oh, what is that? Okay, let me be nosy. On Twitter, I did not follow Michelle Obama's advice today when they go low, but somehow I won. I am never arguing with the derangers anymore. They are such idiots. I never argue with anybody on Twitter, and they always try to get my attention, but I just, I don't bother with it. They'll send me like some nasty negative photo. I just block them. I just block them. You have to protect your mental health, Nalisa. You have to protect your mental health. Do that first. Always protect your mental health because um, people are very adept at trying to find ways to undermine you. So you have to be very careful. Let's see. Baron Tyler Perry's birthday wish for our Princess Meghan was everything. The deranged trolls are still incandescent with rage. I'm so here for it. Oh, yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Marcy Foreman. And thank you for being here today. And Sheila James continues from earlier. La Familia was planning to banish Harry and his new young family off to Africa as punishment for marrying black and being well loved and respected. They still operate the same way. No doubt they were being punished for just being way too popular. Okay, continuing. As you can see right there, everybody knows who Medea's favorites are. It is, of course, Harry and Meghan. I mean, look at that. She has a photo of them right there in her living room. So, uh, okay, just having a sip of water there. Sorry. Um, ooh, wow, Mavis. I just saw that. My first hospital for training was a remodeled workhouse. They really did exist. They seriously had the workhouse. Wow. See there? I told you guys, it's an interesting history. It's not exactly the Downton Abbey experience. It is very much a whole nother world. And I think up until when did they finally get rid of the workhouses? Was it by the 1930s or something like that? I mean, the workhouses continued for a long time. I mean, probably not as bad as they used to be, but yeah, the workhouse. Okay. But yeah, so there you have it. There is Medea's favorites. And then, of course, let us not forget when the Sussexes needed them, it was Madeira to the rescue because, of course, there was that movie. Now, the movie hasn't been released yet, but there is a rumor. There is a movie called Tyler Perry's Medea's Royal Safe House. So I don't know. Maybe if you all are willing write into Netflix, maybe they will release the movie. uh, but well, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Okay, and then of course, um, Medea's big Cadillac. I just picture Medea showing up at the airport and telling Harry and Meghan, "Grab your baby and come on." I just picture Medea rolling up in that big Cadillac and all of them piling up in that Cadillac and being driven off to that LA mansion. That's the way I pictured it. Recollections may vary. Oh, yeah, you like that when Medea went to jail? Oh, man. Okay. And anyway, I just threw that in there for fun. Okay. Yeah, Letitia Malone. I felt kind of shady today. And then of course this fall, there is two Netflix movie series coming out. There's one called The Crown, and then there's also The Frown. So I'm gonna hold out for The Frown. Oh yeah, Medea doesn't have a driver's license. She ain't had a driver's license since the 70s. Okay. So, leaving from that topic of Madeira, let's go on to the to this. All right. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. You guys, they partied like you wouldn't believe. Unfortunately, I don't have the video to share with you guys. Or do I? Let me see if I can actually do that. I haven't tried this in a while, but let me see if it is possible to do that. Huh. Um, hmm. Nope. Nope. Oh, okay, maybe. Maybe. Nope. Nope. Not possible. Um, yeah, I would have had to yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I would be able to do that. I would have had to actually download it, and I neglected to do that. But they had a really good light show for oh, wait, I think we're on to something here. Hold on. Give me a second. I think I got it. I think I got it. Huh. Almost. It might be. It could be, as they say in baseball. It might be. It could be. It is. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure there's nothing else weird on the screen I don't want to share. Uh okay, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, okay, I don't like that. All right, give me a second. I'm just trying to see what I can do with this. Okay. Hmm. All right. Did that work? Did it work? No, sorry, doesn't work. Never mind, you guys. But anyway, I'll try to do that for you later. But yeah, they had a really, really good light show that they shared yesterday. And unfortunately, I am not able to share it with you right now. But moving on. Okay. And so, of course, not that we ever need much of an excuse to do it, but as you know, the Cambridges lost half the Commonwealth when they went on that all expense paid vacation to anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is the one person that I was looking for at the event, I didn't see him, and that of course was the Trenchtown man. I'm pretty sure that the Trenchtown man probably didn't go out or anything like that to celebrate because he's trying to save his money so he can meet the Cambridges in Boston. I'm pretty sure of that, so that he would be able to emerge from the crowd and, you know, ask that age old question. Um, or should I say, demand his reparations for, the services rendered, if you will. But yeah, so there you have it. Let me see, where is Trenchtown Man? And by the way, it's over 1,000 of y'all in here. Please hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Okay. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong, didn't I? Okay, I know what I'm looking for. That's why. That is why. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go.
Yes, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
Yeah, so that is what Trenchtown Man is warming up for. He is saving it. What is Sean up to? Oh, oh, you prefer it the other way, right? All right. Trenchtown Man was singing that song.
Yes, Prince.
Hey, Prince. Hey, Prince. Trenchtown Man was singing that song.
Yes, Prince.
Oh, man. That is quite, how do you go on an all expense paid vacation to the Caribbean and come back with a bill for 335 billion trillion dollars? How do you come back with a bill that big when you didn't even have to pay for the vacation? Do they not get the concept of all expenses paid? I think not. Oh man. Okay. All right. All right. So I showed you guys this before. Yesterday it was go home to Jamaica, the Windrush generation, right? And of course they expect a big welcome. But what is it? 60 years now of independence for Jamaica, and pretty soon they will no longer have the Queen as head of state, I'm sure. Okay, this is very sweet. Check that out. On the left side there, you can see like a side by side of the Duchess of Sussex, and of course the People's Princess. You can see how both of them are tenderly caressing and cradling their children, should I say? Very sweet. I don't know. You know what? I forgot the name of the squatty that put those together, but I thought I would share that with you. I thought that was really nice. And then take a look there on the right side. There's a casting call apparently. There's a casting call for a young Prince Harry for the crown. They are trying to cast someone to play young Prince Harry in the crown. So, um interesting, huh? That should be well, and the deadline is in what, 3 days? 2 days now? 3 days? So you got until the 10th of August before the deadline comes, but they are looking for a young Prince Harry for the crown. Go figure. Let me see. Oh, you like that? I thought it was pretty neat. I thought it was pretty neat. And let me see here. Okay, there's more messy to come. Let me get on that as soon as possible. Let me take that away. And let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, moving on, moving on. Um, when it rains, it pours. The Queen's former chaplain backs to remove monarch in Jamaica. Prince Harry is amazing. I don't know what that has to do with Prince Harry, but the Queen's former chaplain backs to remove monarch in Jamaica. But why they mentioned Prince Harry, I don't know. But Right Reverend Rose Hudson, oh, let me see, what is her name? Wilkins. Yeah, she is said to back the removal of the Queen as the head of state for Jamaica. And so the Queen's personal chaplain, the only time I've ever seen her is during the opening of Parliament. Other than that, I don't think I've ever seen her anyplace else. Hello, Joan Garcia. Let me see. Bonnie Mighty, hello. So yeah, that is her personal chaplain. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. Let me see if there's any other comments about that. Anything? We love Harry even when the Queen is removed. I would suspect as much. Let me see. Is their own fault? When Dim and Slim, Dim and Slim, I love that. We're trying to banish Harry and Meghan to Africa. You are highlighting what you think about the people in those places. Yeah, so true, so true. I think that that is going to that is something that has been totally underestimated is how people in the Commonwealth reacted to the way that the Duchess of Sussex was treated. I don't think that they have a full understanding of that. But then again, if it wasn't for the continued bias from the tabloids, it would probably be more obvious to people that that is likely the reason. So, okay. Let me see. Tell us how you really feel, Puzzle Dot. Well, they say she's a very godly person, so I'm not going to get in between that and her relationship with the Almighty, but we shall all be judged someday. Okay, next. And then this person, I saw this yesterday. This is so insane, but then what such is the life of a deranger. I believe for sure that their sinful conduct actually shortened the life of Prince Philip. Them going to on they called Oprah soap, what is it? Soap opera? I guess that's supposed to be soap opera and Oprah. Sopra? So soap opera weakened him. Just my opinion. What do you think? He was 99 years old. That's what I think. Prince Philip was in failing health for years. If he wasn't a consort, that man would have been dead. The only thing that kept him alive was the vast resources of that family. If he was just a typical pensioner, he would have been dead. But because he was married to the queen, it was by any means necessary. They kept that man alive till he was 99 years old. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. None of this makes any sense. I saw that. I'm like, seriously? Again, trying to blame the Cambridges? I mean, the Sussexes? Come on. The man was 99 years old. It shortened his life. How much more time did he have? He was 99. He was months shy of 100. Months shy of 100. So, of course, I covered, I don't want to send anybody to someone's Twitter. So I covered it, you know. But what part of he was 99 don't you get? Prince Philip had the ultimate free ride. The ultimate free ride. I mean, check it out. He was even able to bring his Penny Nut, what is it? Nut Bash? What is her name? Penny Natchbull, right? Yes, that's her name. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. She's coming to church with us. Oh, look at there. Now, that was supposed to be a special friend of Her Majesty, I'm sorry, of His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh. That was his very good friend, euphemistic friend or whatever. But that was his good friend, Penny Natchbull. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. She's coming to Sandringham Christmas too. And the Queen seemed to tolerate this friendship. Now, the tabloids seem itching to tell the story, but they just haven't been able to do it. Not yet. But I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that his will has been sealed for what, 90 years, 99 years, to protect the dignity of the Queen, who seems to be rather amused to have Penny Natchbull just over her shoulder. And of course, there is the other facets of Prince Philip's life, like for instance, with Penny Natchbull, and is that Natchbull's daughter or whatever? I don't know. But if you notice there on the upper right, there is some of the things that, well, let's just say Prince Philip has had quite the free ride. He's shown up to the royal household penniless. There were even people, men in gray suits, that did not like Philip. They thought that Philip was a penniless duke, a penniless prince, rather, and that he had nothing to contribute to the royal household. However, by the time he died at age 99, his life shortened by Meghan and Harry, of course. By the time he died at age 99, he had a 30 million pound fortune. 30 million pounds. Where do you get 30 million pounds from when you've shown up to the household without a nickel? And yet somehow he managed to acquire 30 million pounds. I don't understand. How does that happen? Let me see. Lorna Williams says, Baron, I wouldn't be surprised if years later we find out that Philip decided not to take further measures and to die a peaceful death. Well, I mean, he was 99. He had oh let me put it to you like this. Not everyone that smokes is going to shorten their life, right? Obviously, Philip, who was an avid smoker, just like the Queen's father, Philip occasionally smoked. How often, I don't know, but he was a smoker, as well as other vices that he, you know, took advantage of. I mean, he was a man about town. He had a good time. Look at him. And thank you for your comment, Lorna. Look at him shooting tigers in Burma or wherever they were, and otherwise, just looking rather dapper in his uniform. And he didn't even have to walk. He was carried about by natives, and of course, their love for him. They even created a boat. They created a replica of the royal yacht. Actually, I'm sorry, the Queen's yacht, boat, whatever that boat is called. Um, they even created the little dinghy that they always take on the Britannia. They even created one of those for him. So, I mean, it was a life of leisure. Let me see. Hello, Rosalind Gatewood. Baron, they sealed the will because they don't want anybody to know about how much money he left Harry. It had already been said that Harry was his beneficiary. Woo! Now that's interesting. That's interesting. And so, you guys, when I say, and I kept saying this a long time ago, Rosalind, I said, if Harry thinks that those titles are still important to their future. And I said before, I said those titles may be tied to their security. And then one of the squaddies said, but he he can afford his own. I'm not talking about a armed guard. I'm talking about financial security. The security. There is still something to that title that is his birthright, and it may endow them with a certain amount of security in the future, even for the children. So again, I stand behind what I said. Those titles obviously are important. Harry wouldn't maintain the titles if they were not important to him and the family. So trust Harry. Trust Harry. Let us not interject our own feelings about the family and such. He knows what he's doing. Again, he may have been in the will, as Rosalind so wisely just said. I'm sorry, Rosalind just wisely said. So trust Harry. Trust Harry. Let our personal feelings sit aside and let him work this out. He knows what he's doing. Thank you for your comment. Why is Kate always from most of the photos? That's not Kate. That's Penny Natchbull. Or are you talking about a different photo? But that's Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. 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 They sealed his will away. But hang on, clutch your pearls. It gets better. Um, Wait, am I done with these? Yeah, I think so. Just want the sandwich kids to stop shopping at Walmart and Kmart. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, I think we're done. Time to move on. Time to move on. Bit harsh. Duchess of Cambridge is number one in Tatler magazine best dressed list for 2022, while Duchess of Sussex fails to make the top 10. Well, Richard Eden, I don't know how in the world that could have happened. I mean, take a look there. In her march toward popularity in the fashion world, which of course I'm being sarcastic, I had to look back at how we got here. Um, I haven't seen anything that have impressed me, especially when you consider all of those throwback fashions that she wore in the Caribbean. That should have disqualified her from anybody's list. Like, for instance, the photo on the right. I call that she's coming, she's going, because I can't figure out whether she's walking backwards or forwards, whether she has the pants on forward. I don't know what's going on. That always confuses me. I'm like, which direction is she going? I don't know. So this is, I don't know what's going on there. Oh man. Let me see. Okay, so that's one thing. But let's put on our petty hat, shall we? Because I'm feeling mighty petty right now. Um, this is the one that stands out for me. Now, mind you, they did say for 2022, which is only halfway over, but um, they said for 2022. But again, in her march toward the fashion icon, look at that. The jolly green giant dress. If you look on the left side, you can see that nobody knew what was coming. Nobody knew what was coming. And then suddenly she ripped off that coat and exposed that dress beneath. Even William tried to divert his eyes as quickly as possible, having seen exactly what Kate was wearing. This was a trip to Ireland. This is just, I really feel for the people of Ireland. I mean, they have suffered through so many things, being ruled by the British, the potato famine. Um, what else? Will and Kate visiting. But then you got the dress. The dress. Why? why that dress. And then just to make sure that we get it, she even accessorized it with a headband. I mean, this is what's startling. Um, the dress cost 1,567 pounds. I mean, 1,567 pounds for that dress. She actually paid that much for it. And I want to remind you guys something. She wore that dress 1 week before Meghan wore that dress. 1 week. 1 week. Now, if you guys were thinking, oh gosh, this had to be around, I don't know, 2011, 2012, when she was still trying to get it right. That's not getting it right. That was got it figured out. Okay. This was her having figured it out, not trying to get it right, but this was the look. So, but take a good look there. And as I said, it was exactly 1 week between her wearing that dress and the one that Meghan wore. That was in March of 2018. Uh, she's in disguise. Oh man. Oh, you guys are having a field day. I thought it rather offensive to try to throw that out there that she eh, best dressed, the best dress. I just no, no. You're not allowed to do that. Best dress list for 2022? Seriously? Oh man. Oh, if they don't stop licking those boots. Oh yeah. Up in the valley of the jolly green giant. Oh man. Take a close up though. It gets better. Now, I have referred to that pattern that she's wearing as Kate's Country Kitchen curtains. Yes, that pattern, if you go to a fabric store, just ask for Kate Country's Kitchen curtain pattern and they'll bring that out in every color. Kate Country's Kitchen, wait, Kate Country's Kitchen curtains. That's the pattern. Kate's Country Kitchen curtains. So if you ever drive past a little cottage out in the country, expect to see that bellowing in and out of the windows, right? That is exactly what I would expect to see in some country kitchen cottage of Kate's Country Kitchen Cottage. Okay, I'm sorry. Catherine's Country Kitchen Kate Cottage. Wait, country. Wait, Ca- Ca- Catherine's Country Kitchen Cottage. Curtains. You know what I mean. But that's what I would expect to see is Kate's Country Kitchen Cottage curtains or Catherine's Country Kitchen. Anyway, that's what I would expect to see bellowing in and out of the windows. And of course, what about that time that she was cosplaying Minnie Mouse? I mean, poor William, poor William. I, poor William. It's not many times that I feel sorry for William, but could you imagine that you all have to go to, say, I don't know, to, pretend like you're working, and let's say y'all meet there because of obvious reasons, and then when you see her, that's what she's wearing. I mean, she is literally cosplaying Minnie Mouse. The only thing that is missing is the white gloves. But this is the style icon for 2022. And what about that accessory? Remember when she accessorized with native people? I think that was probably one of her favorite accessories was when she accessorized her outfit with natives. Oh man, I know I'm going to hell. But that time that she accessorized her outfit with natives, now that look, she seems more comfortable with that than anything else I've seen so far. Okay. And then, of course, Kate Middleton looks younger and more stylish at the Royal Variety performance thanks to her casual curly style and fresh English rose complexion, expert reveals. Yes, that's old bed knobs and broomsticks. Bed knobs and broomsticks looked casual and oh man, and that English rose complexion. We all know what that's code for. And then, of course, there's the outfit that you couldn't see for her hair. I don't know what was going on with that hair, but you could barely see the outfit for the hair. Thank you, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member and watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you. My very petty Sunday at that, but I was just feeling petty today. Thank you, Elaine Parker. And then, of course, one of the squatties, HRH, I'm awakened, walking, waking. Anyway, she threw together those two photos. And I must say, I'm not sure which one is Granny and which one is Katie. I don't know. Is she on the left or the right? I don't know. But that is like one of my favorite looks for her. Oh, but yeah, if I was Kate, I would lay off of that volumizer for my hair. Obviously, she's not using the Cambridge curl. Can't see the difference. Yeah, bed knobs and broomsticks. That's been one of my nicknames for the Cambridges. Bed knobs and broomsticks. That was a Disney movie. Bed knobs and broomsticks. And then, of course, one of her more curious fashions was the famous Gone with the Windsor look. That's the outfit she wore in on the tour of the Caribbean when they lost half the Commonwealth. She decided that it was a good idea to channel Scarlett O'Hara. Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Miss Scarlett. She decided to channel Gone with the Windsors. Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Ah, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, Miss Scarlett. I told you I woke up on the wrong side of petty today. But of course, we all know what happened on that trip to the Caribbean. Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, Miss Scarlett. And then, of course, how about that time when she channeled Mary Poppins? It's just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Yes, yes, even Mary Poppins wasn't safe from cosplay Kate. Even Mary Poppins is not safe from cosplay Kate. Let me see. I think she needs the Paddington Palace. Uh, okay. Legs, I have to be very careful when I read what you put up there. Oh man, this is so bad. I was just feeling petty today. Um, for Granny to take in. She says she can't do a better dance. Thank you, Anna. Oh man. And I don't think we're done yet. Oh, and then of course there was this occasion. Well, you know how they always scream Netflix is following the Sussexes around. I mean, she. All right, I'm gonna just say this: it's not a bad outfit, but it's not a great outfit to move empty boxes. So she got in a helicopter. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. There's a photo of her walking to the helicopter in that dress, that mid-century nightmare dress. She literally walks to the helicopter, flies to this event or occasion or whatever, but this is her work day. Is she goes there, move a couple of boxes, and see when she does this, you guys, not just her. When the Cambridges are supposed to be out working, when they're doing stuff like this for charities, it is supposed to heighten an awareness for that charity. And then tens of thousands of British people, the Queen's subjects, are going to start sending donations to that charity. Well, you all know that doesn't happen, right? That really doesn't happen. If anything, charities lose money because they're having to, you know, paint the walls and bring in people. Anyway, it's never really a winning propositions. The Royals show up, but not much happens. It's supposed to bring attention to the plight of those individuals that are in need or seeking help or whatever. But if anything, it turns people off, because why would some of the wealthiest people in the land show up, give nothing but a little smile and a little wave, and then they leave, right? And nothing really happens for the charity. It really is their way of paying, um, well, should I say, their way of giving back in return for the tens of millions of pounds that they get a year is to show up and to move a few boxes around. I mean, it's more insulting than anything else.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
If I was like in charge of one of those charities or something like that, and I saw them coming with all of that um cosplay and nonsense and stuff like that, it's no telling what I would do. Um, I don't know. What do you do when you see them coming with all that phoniness? I tell you what I would do. You know what I would do?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
That's what I would do. If I saw them flying in the helicopters and all that kind of stuff, I would just call the police. I'd be like, "Get them out of here." Seriously, I would call the police because that pretense is just a huge crime against good-natured people, and it's offensive. So I would just call the police.
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
When you see this on your doorstep, just call the police. Seriously. When they show up with all that phony stuff, just call the police. Don't even waste your time trying to talk to them or anything like that. Just call the police. And they'll go. They don't want no trouble. Just call the police. And they'll leave. Just call the police. Get them out of there. And of course, let's not forget the other cosplay. How about that time when she was the little Duchess on the Prairie? Remember that? Little Duchess on the Prairie. People were saying that that outfit looked like Little House on the Prairie, like she was cosplaying Little House on the Prairie. Uh, Oh man, this is a super petty day, y'all. I'm sorry for this, but I feel really petty. I was offended when I saw that fashion thing of the year for 2022. Come on now, it's only August and ain't nothing happened between January and August that warrants them calling. That is just the height of arrogance to even assume that. Oh man. Okay. So it wasn't bad enough that she was doing Little Duchess on the Prairie, but then William decided to show up looking like the Mitch and Roll-On bottle. So they were both they were both um playing a big joke on the world, I think. And don't forget that photo on the right. Remember, they said that they glanced lovingly at one another. Do you guys remember the caption for that photo? I'm not making it up. It said that they exchanged a loving or warm glances at each other. That was the photo that they used. That is the photo that the Daily Fail said was a loving glance at one another. Seriously, I'm not making that up. Okay, but moving on. And then there's a very curious image of Sir David Attenborough. I don't know if he's looking at the ring or if he's trying to figure out if she's on the committee. Y'all know what committee I'm talking about, right? Is he looking at her ring or is he trying to establish whether or not she's on the committee? I'm not sure. I'm still not sure, but David Attenborough is giving the big long look for some reason. So I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna mind my business. But this is the look that I think is the Duchess of Cambridge in her natural habitat, and that is in the back of the cab, in the back of that black cab with the thigh high boots and whatever else. But that is how I will forever see the future Queen of England. Um, yeah, that's my memories of her. So, as they say, recollections may vary, and I'm really feeling petty when I bring this one out, but it's true. That is the future Queen consort or whatever, um, Queen Catherine the Great in her natural habitat. Just a typical girl on a London weekend night. So, and then being to complete the pettiness, just saying, forging of a princess. That was the Daily Fail that wrote that article in 2011. Before they were married, the Daily Fail wanted to remind people how she got there. I'm just saying. I'll let you read that one for yourself. But they wanted to remind people how she got there. It's interesting how the Daily Fail has gone from being one of the most critical voices in the land, one of the most critical newspapers, to all of a sudden she is she's ready to be queen. They just keep saying she's ready, she's ready, forgetting that Camilla, Charles's emotional support, Camilla, is likely to be queen next, but they don't see it that way. Okay, so corporate clients, huh? All right. Okay, so then there's that. I felt really warm about this. Let's step away from the petty for now. But Nichelle Nichols is being remembered with this huge billboard somewhere. I forgot which town it was in, but there's a billboard reminding us about Nichelle Nichols being a trailblazer, the first time that a woman of African American descent on American television not only was not in a very subservient role at all, she was actually a ranking member of a starship. But aside from that, um, she was the first African American woman to have a interracial kiss on television. So um, other things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And of course, her star on the Walk of Fame. And that's that, you guys. I have completed all my slides. Yes, I did. I completed all my slides. So you guys, I am done. And just in time because Ivy has just posted what is the end game of the UK. So let me go to that so I can get the link for it so you guys can have the link. Oh, this got to be good. What is the end game of the UK media? Oh, that sounds interesting. Delish. So I am going to post that link for your consideration. Speaking of links, you guys, don't forget there is a link on the community tab for the fundraiser. We're going to have to do something with the fundraiser. So one day this week or maybe later this month, I'm going to do something with the fundraiser. Don't know exactly what yet, but we're going to do something with the fundraiser where I will post. Oh, thank you, Dorothy Ross. Where I will post the link and we will do the best we can to drum up some money on Royal Sussex for the Cintabale. We'll talk about the history of Cintabale and all that kind of stuff. So let me put something together and then we'll see how that goes. So um, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, you may have just heard a little echo there. So I am gonna peg this to the community tab. Let me see. Make sure it's the right one. Yes, it is the right one. So I'm going to peg that to the community tab. And then you guys can get over to Hello, Ivy here. Okay. Consider it pegged. Okay, 1,098 people. Thank you all for being here. Let me see. Before you guys go, let's do this again because you know I am so proud of my Meghan video. My well, it's the answer to Ginger Avenger. So let's take a look at that one again, shall we? I love that. That's our Duchess. That is Madam Duchess, Princess Meghan. Madam Duchess, Princess Meghan. I love that. Um, okay, you guys, it has been one. Thank you all for being here, and I'm gonna do the Ginger Avenger after we give much love to our faves, and that, of course, being our Queen of everything, Queen Doria, and our Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana. And okay, last comments. Baron, we need to be thinking of Prince Harry's dad becoming king. Charles would be like, Charles would like to have him by his side. Plus, his title was going to change as well. Squatties need to be thinking how they react. Well, you mean Prince Harry's title will change, or Prince Charles's title will change? Plus his title, yeah, Prince Charles. Well, King Charles. Ugh, that sounds weird. But well, yeah, I mean, a lot is going to change, and I mentioned that yesterday that a lot will change. They because it involves a person of color, an African American woman at that. There's going to be a lot of last minute. Oh, well, we're not going to do that anymore. You know how they do. So yeah, that is something that we need to consider. But yeah, that is definitely there's going to be big changes. So um, you guys, the Queen can linger on like she is right now for another 5 years, or maybe even another 10 years. It really could be another 10 years. We don't know. Um, there was a woman named Grace Jones. That was her real name, Grace Jones, and I think she lived to be 116. British woman. She lived to be 116. So um, we may have time to think about this, or we may not. It's really not our call, but there's always that possibility. Just saying. Let me see, but thank you for your comment. Yeah, exactly, Sonia Johnson. It's no sense in rushing it because um, a lot can happen in the meantime. And plus, who knows? Charles, we don't know the status of his health. Now, so far, he hasn't spent a night in the hospital that I'm aware of. The only thing I've ever heard of was a broken arm. So he eats healthy. He seems to be in good health. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I hope the name Prince Archie and Prince Lily. I hope the name Prince Archie and Prince Lily, they don't have to be HRH. Yeah, it's supposed to be that way. And like I say, things seems to change when there's an African American involved. They're gonna pull something. Who knows what it is? Yeah, Queen may outlive everybody. Carolyn Tubbs, I'm telling you, it's not beyond the possibility that we could still be talking about this 10 years from now. She probably won't be seen publicly very much, if at all. But she plans to stay as long as she can. And I don't doubt she's getting the best of everything. I mean, Philip lived to 99 and almost 100 at that. So, okay, Americans don't care about King Charles and his cow. Yes, that emotional support, Camilla. His emotional support, Camilla. Thanks to Camilla, he's able to bring, well, you know what I mean. She's able to fly with him. Oh man, he can get her through TSA. Um, let me see. Let me see. I wish it's possible to contribute through one of the. I'm having a rough. Oh, Connie, you said something about that yesterday. I don't like to handle stuff like that myself, so um, I don't know if there's someone else that, because being the content creator, I don't want anybody's personal information and stuff like that. So I would love to help you, but I don't think that I should because I don't want to set a precedence, if you will. So if someone can help Connie with that, and when I say someone, I mean Lydia. If somebody can help Connie, uh, I mean Lydia, but I would rather not do that myself. Although I would love to help, but I just have this phobia about people's personal information, especially where there's something like that involved. So I wish I could help. Okay, so Lydia says she'll look into it. Thank you so much, Lydia. Um, yeah, I don't want nobody to Jessica Mulrooney me. Not that I'm saying that you would, but you know what I mean. It just you know how people are in the squads. It doesn't take much for somebody to make the allegation, and next thing you know, your name is mud. uh, but yeah, so let me see. Okay. Anyway, I'm looking for the oh no. No. Well, I've been saying for a while that when she had the what do you call it? The pandemic, when she was suffering from the pandemic, they said it was some kind of outbreak at Windsor Castle, but all I know is that one of her children came to see her before she was said to have been stricken by the pandemic. One of her children came to see her, and then all of a sudden they said, well, she's being monitored. Charles. Oh, anyway, my allergies are flaring up. But one of her kids came to see her before she was said to have been positive or whatever. Oh, excuse me. Charles. Oh, yeah. But one of her kids that came to see her just before she got sick. So who knows? They don't seem to think that they can carry anything. Um and I'm assuming that they all had their shots. Oh. Oh man. Okay. Super petty today. I'm being super petty. All right, you guys, I need to take a break from my petty. And hey, Anna Espinoza, how are you? Let me see. Oh, a bad weed never dies. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe that explains a lot then, doesn't it? Thank you for that, Anna. And I hope you're well. Okay. Oh, hello to you, Fatal. Oh, well, then you were in the right place today, Robin. You were in the right place because I was feeling particular petty today. I was literally sitting here laughing to myself last night as I was putting this together. Okay. All right. So the last word for the day will come from somebody, some wise sage words of advice or something. Um, Hi, Judy Regal. Let me see. Let me see. Sheila James says it would be a very good thing if Meghan's dignity and humanity was for once given the same consideration as the white privilege of her abuser. Yeah, there, right there. Absolutely. Instead of that pretense that we're going to protect her, only to throw her to the wolves, as was obviously done. Let me see. Hello, Charlotte. Bonsoir to you too. Glad you're here. Let me see. I suppose you were on the periphery. Bonsoir, Charlotte. It took a minute for me to get that going, but that's my Charlotte theme. Yes, I could just see myself strutting down the Champs-Élysées. Uh, I'm gonna have to act a little quicker next time. Oh man, isn't that fun? You know you have arrived when you have your own theme on Royal Sussex. So ah, yes, today is Miss VSN's birthday. I saw that earlier. Um, I'm sorry, and I was so into my petty, I almost forgot about it. But yes, happy birthday again, Miss VSN. Is she still here? Is she out celebrating her birthday? I know she was on here earlier. Oh well. Anyway, you guys, and I think she did. I'm gonna have to go and check out her video for today because I think she did a birthday show. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Wow, there it is. Yes, it's my birthday. Come celebrate with me. I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that. Let me put the link, you guys, so that way you guys can see it too. I'll put the link. Okay, and now I'm gonna peg the link for Miss VSN's birthday. It's pegged. Very cool. All right, that should bring some good cheer. Celebrating Miss VSN's birthday. Very, very cool. Right? Oh, you just saw it, right? Very pretty. Okay. You do? Okay. Okay. That's all I needed to hear. Let me see. Okay, this is our last word for the day. I pray to God that He would silence all those evildoers that always try to bring Harry and Meghan and their children. Let me see, including Queen Doria. Okay. Bring two. All right, got it. Thank you so much, Anna Espinoza. That is our last word for today. And now we are going to cue Ginge Avenge. Okay, thank you so much, Anna. And Okay, well, let me see. See y'all. So long, Karen. See you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Sheila James. God help Meghan. Oh, this hate campaign, the hate campaign. Oh my goodness. If there was just something I could, something more that I could do, but it just is so senseless. It reminds me of what Charles Spencer said, that the tabloids had approached him um when uh, the when Charles and Diana was getting married, that they told him that they were going to cast him in a certain light, and that he could either participate or they'll just do it without him. And so by him not being a willing participant in creating this rogue like character for him, then they decided to tell his story. Of course, at that time his father was the Earl Spencer, was still alive. So the tabloids, uh, they create characters. They don't just create news, but they create a character for a person. And so Princess Diana went from being this very naive teenager to this mentally ill, depraved, scheming media hog, and there was no sympathy for Princess Diana's situation because she married so young. She didn't even have a chance to know anything about herself because she was always so busy being set upon by not just Charles's family, but by her own family, who thought that this was like a natural thing for her to be thrown into that situation. And so the only thing that she could offer the world was love. And of course, that was through various charities and functions and even auctioning her clothes. I mean, this wasn't something that she could do. This was something that she was good at. So if there was any natural talent that Princess Diana possessed, it was the ability to do good in this world. And they're trying to take that away from her by calling her some type of attention seeking, mentally ill person. And as you say, God help Meghan, because we can't go back and change anything for Princess Diana. We could only just try to make sure that she's remembered the way she was and not the way they have, characterized her. So that's why we stay in this fight, because long after the Queen passes away, long after Charles is gone, and then that idiot son of his, William, is in there, they're going to do everything they can to try to change the story around or rewrite the history of it. And the only thing we can do to combat that is to call them out and to throw out the receipts as we gather them and save them, and make sure that we can insert that into the conversation rather than have given them like free reign to tell the story the way they want, because the narrative that they create is a money making proposition. The Duchess of Sussex has become $1 billion industry. The industry of hate toward one person is what drives the clicks and creates revenue for the tabloids. And of course, it also gives cover for some of the, things like maybe someone's having an affair, or maybe someone's not actually living in the same household as someone that they're married to. And so the only way to cover for that is to bring in the Sussexes. So you guys understand what I'm saying. So we have to stay in it for that reason. At least I intend to. Um, Nasty bit of business, I think. Cookies and Cream says, I'm sorry, Sheila James says to Cookies and Cream, had a be well, frightening. This day, no consideration given to her humanity, just how everyone and benefits from her. Yeah. Well, and use her and benefit from her. Let me see. I don't understand why her older sister, who went out with Charles briefly, didn't warn Diana. Phew. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, you know, how do I put this? Because they come from that world, because the Spencer family was so well regarded, because they go back, what, 700 years in the English history or something like that. The Spencers, it's just a natural fit that someone from that family would marry into the royal household. I don't know why her sister didn't want her. And maybe her sister just didn't think it would be so bad. Because before Diana, especially in modern times, there was nobody else to compare. There was absolutely nobody else to compare. And because Charles is so weak, and Charles does not protect anyone in his life, he only is there to protect himself. And for all that he's gone through to be with Camilla, it was even a time where he didn't even protect her. He didn't care enough, or should I say, allegedly. I don't know what I need to say, but let us remember a 96, 95, 96 year old woman was sitting in her saloon, and one of her children, I'm not even going to do the sneezing thing, but one of her children came to see her, knowing that there was a potential that he could, or he or she could have been exposed to someone else. And they didn't think enough of her to safeguard her situation before entering the room where she was without a mask on, most likely because they barely wore their mask even before there was a vaccine. They barely wore their mask before and that's all of them. They barely wore their mask. I could think of so many situations where they were leaning over into the faces of children without a mask on, even before there were vaccines. And so he doesn't protect anyone. It doesn't surprise me that um, that type, the people like Harry said, I've seen behind the curtain. They don't think about stuff like that. I don't know what they think about, but they don't live in the same world that we do, and um, they could go to a restaurant, and when they find out that it's, I think Diana became Lady Diana Spencer when her father became the Earl Spencer. Before that, she did not have a title, but when her grandfather died and he became the Earl Spencer, then she became Lady Diana Spencer. So that is something that still means things to people there. And when you need a table at a restaurant, once they find out it's Lady Diana Spencer, then you can get a better table. Or Lady Sarah Spencer, whoever, you get a better table. You can get a table for that matter. So it still means something. And so they don't see the world the same way we do. They have portraits lining the hallway that shows the family goes back to the time of William the Conqueror and all that. Your self-awareness has got to be very different for most people in the world when that is your lineage. It just has to be. That there's no way to identify with the common person. So I don't even think her sister even considered the idea. It was just said that this virgin will marry that pig, and that's what happened. Oh man, I when I think about that, it's just so sad. It really is. I'm always so sad for what Diana must have gone through. Okay, did not mean that one, but what she must have gone through to be thrown into that situation, and then made to believe that it was a good idea. Made to believe that it was a good idea. She didn't even know herself. So it's not likely that they will ever pull the young teenage virgin thing with, you know, the future heirs. But I don't know. Sometimes they never learn. It seems like going backwards is forward for them, and going forward is backwards. Let me see. When her grandfather was the Earl and her father was the Viscount, Diana was the Honorable Lady Diana. Okay, thank you for saying that. I didn't know. Okay, the Honorable. So is that just different from being Lady Diana Spencer or the Honorable, or is it the same thing? So that title came from when her grandfather was here, and her father was, oh, so her father was known as the Viscount before. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know what title he had while waiting for the big prize. So it's Duke, Earls, and then Viscount. Is that how it goes? And there's only so many dukes, right? Like being a duke is pretty rare, but being an earl, there's probably more earls than dukes, and then way more barons than there are earls, I think. So the higher up you go, the rarer the title. Wow, interesting. Okay, honorable is a title. Okay. Yes, passed down on the male line. So I did look at that documentary about the dukes, and they were saying that if there is no male heir, then the title just dies. And so when the Duke of Sussex died, the first Duke of Sussex, because none of his children were considered legitimate, he couldn't pass the title on to the male heirs. And so for that reason, hey, you guys, it's 2 hours. Don't try to keep me on here. I know what you all are doing. I know what is going on right now. You all are keeping me in the throes of conversation, so I'll stay on here. I just looked at the time. It's 2 hours and 46 seconds. Oh, what a twisted web we weave when first we practice to deceive. And y'all got me sitting up here just talking the Duke, a Duke, a Duke, the Earl, a Earl, a Earl. Uh-huh, I'm about to get out of here. I see what's going on. I said to myself, I said, why am I still talking? Oh man. Um uh, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Marshall, you gave me another good idea, and I forgot what it was. I totally forgot what it was. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I think it was something about travel though, wasn't it? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of good ideas. I just be like, oh, okay, I don't feel like it today. Well, thank you guys. You are too kind. You're too kind. Let me see. Well, I'm impressed that it's like still 800 people in here. Oh, and by the way, you guys, it says here that Senate passes Democrats' sweeping health care and climate bill. It heads to the House. All right, so I hope that means it passes. $740 billion. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm looking at y'all's comments here. Let me see. Stella says, oh, that was for cookies. Completely unreasonable the way beneath her and beneath white privilege. Let me see. That's why they abuse her the way they do. They sense permission. Exactly. You know what, Sheila? I had a bad situation where I was, I guess, being mistreated. And it was because someone who I thought was my friend, I said, by you conspiring behind my back. You gave that person license to say those things to me, and that's one of the things I always say is that, um, especially when it comes to someone that marries into a family or something like that, there has to be license given by the proper person, by someone of rank, if you will, that everybody else is going to follow that lead. And so I think that there was that the Cambridges are a pretty petty and childish couple, and that especially William, I mean, his temperament, he has a temperament that I think is not suitable for leadership. He's not a leader. Harry is a leader. William is not a leader because in order to lead, you have to know how to follow. And William does not appear to have followed anyone. He has never, ever, I think, from my outside opinion, I don't know him, I'll just say that, but it doesn't appear that he's ever followed anyone. He seems to have little or no respect for his father. That seems to be obvious. Charles seems to be afraid of William, or at the very least, I mean, it just they uh, there's a lack of connection there. You don't ever see them out together. You never see them do anything together. It is as though, like, I believe at one time Charles was trying to get William to get more involved with the Prince's Trust. William wasn't interested. And I don't know if that means the Prince's Trust will die when William is the what do you call it? Uh the Prince of Wales, or does that means he's going to take it over and run it into the ground? But then again, if his pops can get bags of money, I'm sure people be willing to give him a Marks and Spencer's bag full of money, or was it Tesco, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure that he can grab a bag of money too. Um, it's not out of the range of possibility. So, oh, and by the way, you guys, Mo Shannon, I talked to her, and she said that she is really not ready to, to do the comments or the chat or whatever. Yeah, the chats, but she has been listening from time to time, and she sends her regards to everyone. But she's still trying to sort some things out because the loss of her mom was like not expected, and it was just a total shock. So she's still working her way through things, but she has been catching up on some of the past episodes. And the one thing that she told me is that she feels really bad that she hasn't been watching Ivy because she really, really loves Ivy, and she hasn't been watching Sussex Global UK lately. So that's another one that she wants to catch up with. And she's also been watching Sherry and Sade. She loves her too. So yeah. Oh, I will, Connie, for sure. I will. Okay. But yeah, poor girl. That it has to be like a huge shock. I mean, literally, she was talking to us, and she said that there was a family emergency, and she had no idea how serious it was. So, um, but that's what happened. Very, very sad. Let's see here. Oh yeah, thank you guys. That's very nice. Okay. I shall, everyone. I will pass on that. Okay. Okay, I guess if there's anything else, I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything, since I'm here, but if not, I am going to ease on down the road. I need to go grocery shopping. That's what I need to do. I didn't have any breakfast meat today, so I had to improvise, and that didn't go down too well. So I don't know. I thought I threw some turkey bacon in the cart last time, and I didn't. Either that or it's still in the trunk of the car. So we'll see. For lunch today, I had a very late breakfast, so lunch will probably get pushed down the road too. But I don't know. Something light, I suspect. Something light. And let me see. And I have a dental appointment coming up on the 16th. So yeah, I'll have a day where I'm like much later, I think, but we'll see. Oh, all the pot stickers are gone, Joan. All the pot stickers are gone. I ate the last of the pot stickers yesterday. As a matter of fact, Pedal was on, and I was eating the pot stickers. Oh my goodness, they were so good. Um, but they are on order from QVC, so I think I got one last batch of them coming in about 2 months or something like that. And by then, I'll probably be on another diet. So let me see. I tried to steer clear of the comments that last time. You all almost ruined my pot stickers. Oh, I do have some salmon in there. I do have some salmon. Um, Not like the other ones that I made with what was that, cedar or whatever it was that they wrapped it with to give it that smoky taste. Oh, hickory. Yeah, it had like a shaved piece of hickory, almost like wrapped around it and tied. And oh my goodness, that was so good. So good. But next time I go to Trader Joe's, I'm definitely going to grab a few more of those just to have them in the freezer. Let me see. Pot stickers, they are dumplings. They are Chinese dumplings, and they're usually filled with pork. They also make them vegetarian. I don't know that I've ever seen shrimp. I think I've only seen pork and maybe chicken, but usually pork. But yeah, basically they're dumplings, and you can fry them, bake them, grill them, boil them, steam them. I usually steam them. I have one of those steaming baskets, so I usually steam mine. Let me see here. Ooh, chicken fried steak. Maybe salt. What is that? Saltgrass or Babes? Texas thing, but yummy. Oh, really? Okay. Chicken fried steak. I've had that before. Oh, I don't know what it is about a dumpling, but I just love a dumpling. Um, I used to love those pierogies too. Let me see. Haven't had pierogies in a while. Ah, good. Good, good, good. That is good news. Oh, really? What is that? 26K? All right. Oh, that is good news. Very good news. Yeah, I got to do something with that. I got to figure out what day I want to do it, but I want to do a show that is just for the fundraiser. Um, I don't know. I got to get some ideas. I got to think of something. And I want to go. I'm going to go so I can watch Ivy because what is the end game? Oh, that just sounds intense. That really sounds intense. Um, oh, you made some. Oh, really? Now, I have never made any type of dumpling before, but I have made sushi before with the seaweed and the sticky rice and all that kind of stuff. I have rolled my own sushi before. Um, and just the basic maki and stuff like that. But yeah, that I have made before. I even got the little sesame seeds to sprinkle on it. Okay. Oh, what's that? Maybe Prince Harry's birthday? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it will be sometime between now and then, that's for sure. And then I'm sure they're gonna have like maybe another, what is it, marathon or telethon or whatever, marathon. So maybe there'll be something like that coming. But let me see. Yes, see we. Oh, but the seaweed gives it such a good taste. Such a good taste. Let me see. Okay. Diane says, imagine, Baron, you have more people listening to you muse about what you might eat for lunch than Pigs Pigs Moron gets in the week on his failed show. Ah, yes, that is true, I think. That is true. What made him think that people care about him? I mean, the he was better ambushing people on Good Morning Britain than he will ever be as a solo act. He's not a solo act. He's not. I don't know who's a fan of his. Who wakes up in the morning and say, "Oh, I wonder what that hog head Pierce Morgan has to say." Nobody, I suppose. I mean, he needs somebody to play off of, if that. And I don't even think that's gonna fly anymore because people are just they're done with him. He's a buffoon. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lydia Barber. I appreciate it. All right. I think I did get a notification for that. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Even though sometimes I forget I have that Patreon. I'm so sorry. There's no perks there. But I mentioned before that Patreon is a lot of work. I'd rather just concentrate on one thing. But I appreciate that. I mean, that really shows that people care that they have stayed on the Patreon because there are quite a few people over there on Patreon, and I appreciate it very much. Um, yeah, let me see. And I got to work on some merchandise. I didn't like Spring. Spring's website was way too complicated, but there's like two other vendors that work with YouTube where I can do merchandise. But Spring, I just could not get used to using the page. And then when I tried to add different colors to the merchandise that already exists, then somehow I locked myself out of it, and I'm just like, I don't like Spring. So Spring is the distributor, and the way the merchandise work is that you create the design yourself, and then every piece is made to order, and so yeah, and that's how it works, and then the content creator only gets a small part of it. Most of it is going into the material and the shipping and handling. So shipping is a big expense. So um, the product maker, they get the bulk of the profit, which is okay. And then a lot of it goes towards shipping. So, like for instance, if you order something, I suppose the shipping may be $10 of the, let's say, 30 or $40 that you spend, maybe $10 goes for shipping. So not a big profit margin for anybody. So it doesn't it's not, but it's nice because if people want the merchandise, it's nice to have it. It's just I got locked out of Spring somehow, and so I couldn't figure out how to get back in it, so I either had to create a new account, but I'd rather try a different distributor. I think it'd be much easier that way. But yeah, and when you do the design, it's kind of hit or miss, you know what I mean? But I found it way too complicated. I mean, I struggled to get through the StreamYard, and before that, I had to struggle with the YouTube, and I still don't know all the ins and outs. And then a lot of what you learn is just trial and error. But you could easily, like, to be a content creator, you could easily make this like a college course because it's a lot to learn. And for those of you that have been with Royal Sussex for a while, you probably notice how the channel has evolved and how much easier it is for me to do certain things. But if you guys remember, I kept logging out by mistake. Well, the end broadcast button is right next to comments. So if I leave comments to do something and then I go back to it, I mean, it's like directly beneath in broadcast. And there's been a couple of occasions where I've logged myself out because of that. So um, I think the way that the layout is made is confusing or just not very user friendly. So it's a process, but you get better. Miss VSN helped a whole lot with the StreamYard and the YouTube. She's been very, very helpful. And so I try to help other people whenever I can. So it's it makes everybody better off, and it makes the entire I guess the squad stronger if we help each other. So always glad to do it. Okay, I'm looking. Hi, Verda. How are you today? I hope you're well. Okay, Raven says, Baron, which flavor? We have the chicken, which was delivered last week. Delish. We had it with homemade vegetable. What is that? Romaine? Was it romaine? Yum. Is it lo mein or romaine? Lo mein. Okay. I usually eat mine with the ramen noodles, but I guess I like the pork. But then again, I mean, I sometimes I will, sample. That reminds me, I do have some what is it? I have some shrimp wontons in there, which is a lighter noodle compared to the the shell is lighter than the pot stickers, but I got just remembered I got some of those. Maybe I'll have a shrimp ramen wonton soup. Maybe I'll have that for lunch. Okay, now I'm making myself hungry. Big breakfast or not? Mm. Okay. Let me see. I didn't see the interview, but oh, that was disgusting. But I don't blame what's his name, Zelensky, because he has to, do stuff like that for his people. And I'm just hoping he didn't know the difference to begin with. Let me see. They are ramping up their attacks in the U.S. Harry and Meghan do make a nice couple, but the reality of Harry, people, and environment should not be excused or nor trivialized. Thank you for that, Sheila James. Okay. Well, other than that, for me, I'm still going through the process with my dentist so that I can get my smile back. I'm looking forward to that. And aside from that, we'll see. That's my next big project is Operation Bring Back My Smile. Okay. Did you guys hear that 200,000 Ukrainian children have been lost in the system? Um, there is a fear that some of the children may have been subject to trafficking. I cannot believe it's 2022 and there's still trafficking of human beings. It's just, you would think that with all we know, that stuff like that would not happen. But um, I was reading, well, not reading, but I was watching a video about Johnny Gosh, the kid that came up missing in Iowa, Johnny Gosh. Oh my God, did that take me down a rabbit hole? I learned so much about that kind of stuff, more than I could have ever expected up until that point. But gosh, I mean, does society care about children? Does society have any regard or care about children? And here I'm feeling bad for the way, the Cambridge kids are pushed out there, but at least we know where they are. At least we know where they are. That's all I can say, is at least we know where they are. Is a huge thing. We have to be extra careful. Our school district has a department devoted to the cause. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's such an issue. And it doesn't matter what country you're in. It could happen anywhere. It could just happen anywhere. And in an instant, um, victims are found in an instant, whether it's on the social media, on the streets, or whatever. And I remember going out as a kid and being outside all day long. I could be anywhere, and there was never any doubt that I was going to come home that evening. But these kids nowadays, they just don't have that available to them. Yeah, they said that a lot of kids are missing, and some of the kids have gone to the UAE. Some of the kids, even the kids that have been relocated to Poland, wherever they have ended up, there's this fear that there may have been some trafficking going on. Wow, I just saw that. I believe it was last night. Let me see. Uh, Invited Ukraine. Oh my goodness. Oh, I have tried to warn that people that prey upon kids like that, they are very patient. They are very, very patient. And if they have to marry to get closer to their victims, if they have to join the clergy, they will do whatever it takes to be close to them. So you can never be too careful. Yeah. Yeah, and the war in Ukraine continues. It's like a nightmare, and like anything else, it becomes so I don't want to say natural. What is the word I'm looking for? It's like we've kind of moved on from it, and the media has moved on from it, and it has become like a backdrop rather than the main story, which is unfortunate. But that is human beings. We're very fickle, and we lose interest fast, and then the world moves on. The world moves on, even as victims are being created day after day. Let me see. Watches out for each other's children, which is the way it's supposed to be. Amen to that. Hmm. Well, Hillary Clinton said it takes a village, and remember how critical they were when she said that? But that's the way it was. You, as a child, you were cared for by your parents, by your neighbors, etc. Some child expert has warned parents not to put their kids' photo all over social media. Yeah. Remember the little girl that met Megan, and she, I guess the school, she had shared that with the school or whatever, and everybody, almost everybody in the squad had talked about it before I did, because I was afraid of what was going to happen I thought they were going to get harassed by the Rangers or something, and I didn't actually show the or share the story until I saw it on Omit's Twitter. But before that, I was afraid to share it because I just did not want to, bring that type of trouble to her family or to her school or whatever. And that's a shame that even a heartwarming story like that, and we have to be afraid to share it. You know, even people that I disagree with, like, let me see, where is it? Um, Here, I had to block out her name for a good story like that. And then one of the ones where it was like a deranger, I had to block it out because I don't want any squatties going after. I don't want anybody going after anybody. Period. Especially for someone who pretty much lives an anonymous life. It should stay that way. Like here, this person that said that put it in public domain, but still, especially if it has to do with children, I'm very nervous about that. I'm very, very nervous about that. And that Johnny Gosh case that I mentioned, they said that back in the 80s that they actually had like a catalog that they shared with the images of people that, or not people, well, people, but of the kids that were going to be trafficked, that they had a catalog that they maintained for the potential victims that would be trafficked. And that, anyway, it is horrifying. And this was the 1980s. Just imagine in this digital age that they're capable of so much more treachery. It seems like you would be easier to discover, but yeah, I finally had to pull myself. I said I cannot look at another story like this. I had to pull myself away from it. It was like going into a rabbit hole. It was like, what, you know, and that there's other adults that facilitate that type of stuff. So crazy, crazy, crazy world we live in, that stuff like that could happen. And it seems like society just does not care. The society does not care, especially if the children are poor. Okay. Oh, Naomi, hello. How are you? Hello. We're just about done. I would have been done, gone already, but I seem to be in a particular chatty mood. You know what? It's overcast outside, and whenever that happens, my energy gets a little low. But still, I need to go to the grocery store before it gets later. Okay, so you guys, Charles, I don't think I've seen your name before. Charles Balcom, welcome to Royal Sussex. Um, you know, um, I tell you, going after Doria is a big mistake, and I hope that if that is the case, I hope that if that is the case, that they will think twice about it, because that's a big mistake, very big mistake. I remember at election time when and to show you how clever some of these lies are, the some right wing Republican something had run a story of, well, actually it was not like news article or anything like that, but it was on social media saying that it was like a political campaign ad. So it may have come from a campaign, but they were saying that, do you think it's fair for um, Michelle Obama's mother to demand compensation for helping to raise the girls in the White House, or something to that effect, as though the mother was trying to get paid to be the caretaker for the children while Michelle traveled the world or something like that. And people believed it. And it was just one of those negative things used to create hostility against the Obamas. And so you would see other people, like at these rallies, saying and I heard that Michelle Obama's mother is demanding the government compensate her. That really did happen. That was a thing. That was a thing. And when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. But they literally said that about Michelle Obama's mother, just to create hostility against the Obamas. And that was just one thing that was said. And it was just a big lie. But it was done in such a convincing way that a lot of people believed it. Okay, you guys. I am gonna go. I'm fixing to go shopping. Let me see. And I will see you all in the live tomorrow, right? As I'm still sitting here reading stuff. As I'm still sitting here reading stuff. Oh, Diane Hawkins, what's that? I don't. I know that don't want us to go in on Carol Middleton, her defective daughters, or drunk alleged. Well, okay. Look at me trying to throw an alleged in there. Oh, the paper bag. I remember the paper bag. Uh-huh. Aren't they from the wrong side of the tracks? Uh, Let me see. I think I had that photo readily available and I took it away. But yeah, that was my favorite. Seeing mom taking a swig from that paper bag, and then that very pleased look she had on her face. Gosh, that was funny. Oh, yes. This time, buy for real. Yes. I'm fixing to go. I got to go shopping. Okay. Love you guys. I will see you all next time. Cheers.